Right, so this is video number 3. This Lisa Suzuki that we've been listening to has gone from her introduction now to the main part, and she breaks it down into four parts. You're only going to have to break it down into 3 parts, 3 different areas. Let's listen to once again to the points that she decides upon, the 4 parts to her speech. Let's listen.
First, what's there to see? Second, what's there to do? Third, what's there to eat? And fourth, getting around the Portland area. Let's begin with our first point.
So this is where you're going to have to skip the part where she says what's there to do, what's there to eat, what's there to see, and go straight to this part, and I'll show you.
Getting around the Portland area.
Let's begin. This is where the main part begins for you. She goes, let's begin with
our first point.
With our first point. So you can say something like that.
What's there to see? There's always something interesting to see in Portland. For example, are you a basketball fan? Then on March 19th, you can see the Portland Trail Blazers play the Los Angeles Lakers. Are you a music fan? Then on March 18th, you can see the Red Hot Chili Peppers concert. Next, what's there to do? Shopping. There's no sales tax in Oregon, so shopping is really cheap. Every spring, Nordstrom's department store has a great bargain sale. Best of all, you can go to Nike Town and custom design your very own athletic shoe. You'll really be fashionable when you get back to school. Next, what's there to eat? Is Jake's famous crawfish restaurant.
Let me just go back a little bit to that part.
What's there to eat?
What's there to eat?
Portland has many great restaurants, but my favorite is Jake's famous crawfish restaurant.
Okay, let's stop there and have a look at the rubric. So you can just simplify it when you start the main part by saying, first, I'll talk about. Next, I'll cover, or next I'll talk about. Finally, I'm going to talk about. Or now I'll cover. Finally, you can really word it however you want, the middle part. Okay? Also, be sure to keep your slides free of any script. They should only have pictures. Let me just type that in there. Pictures. Okay, now the sample conclusion. So in your conclusion, you're going to show another slide. So let's go back to the slides and count them up. In the introduction, you have 1 slide. In the main part, you have 3 slides. And in the conclusion, you have 1. So you need about at least 5. You can do more, but not too many because it'll take too much time. Here are 2 ways in which you can end your speech. You can say, this is the end of my short speech. Thank you for listening. I hope you have learned a little about my hometown, a little about Italy, a little about Seoul, a little about France, wherever it is that you chose, or whatever it is you chose to talk about. Have a great day. We have come to the end of my short speech. I want to sincerely thank you for listening. I just hope you have learned a little about my hometown. Have a great day. There's one thing you're going to add here too, and that is, do you have any questions? You need to ask that question at the very end of your speech before you do your recommendation. Okay, recommendation. So, in my case, I'm from Marin County, and I would talk about Marin, which is close to San Francisco. So my recommendation, if I were to talk about Marin County, which is once again my hometown, I would say, if you ever visit San Francisco, I recommend you head north to Marin County to enjoy the beautiful weather, scenery, and food. So you can put your conclusion in the recommendation. This is sort of like you're rounding off, you're reminding the listeners of what you talked about. Okay? All right. Now we've already listened to this Lisa Suzuki. I will put her video up in the announcements link, and you can listen to it again and see how it matches up to or compares to this rubric here. Okay, so this is it's spelled out pretty clearly for you here. You have 3 parts. You have the introduction, main part, sample conclusion, and don't forget about the recommendation too, and asking the question. Do you have any questions? Okay, so you can just memorize this one. You don't have to memorize this part, the main part, and then once again you memorize the sample conclusion. Or the conclusion. You can word it your own way. Okay, I'll be back in a second. Alright, so this is going to be your homework, alright, for this week. And that is to complete this presentation outline. It's very important that I know what your topic is so that a number of you aren't doing the same topic. And then you can write down or type in your self-introduction and welcoming of the audience. Okay? And then you're going to be saying what your topic is to the audience, and then you'll write down what your first key point is, your second key point is, and your third key point. Remember Lisa Suzuki? What's there to see, what's there to do, what's there to eat, and getting around. So you can put those points in the blank. And then you're going to write out your conclusion down here. And then also your recommendation or a suggestion of something. You're going to suggest that they, maybe visit your area or go to a certain restaurant or something like that. Okay, so I'll be uploading this onto the assignment section, the assignment link in your LMS, and it'll be worth 1 point. Okay, there's that. And I wanted you to also look at the simplified scoring rubric. Okay, this will be in the announcements link, and you can have a look at it. So it's worth 15 points, this presentation. Your introduction is, I've broken it down into 5 points for the introduction, 5 points for the main part, and 5 points overall. However, the main part is actually worth more, but don't worry about that. Just do your best in every part of this presentation. Let's see. It should be memorized. Your introduction, your conclusion should be clear. You should have good grammar. Your main part should be, the topic should be covered well. Your the overall aspect of your presentation, it should be informative. You should be well prepared. You should include at least 5 images, and don't forget about the recommendation. Now, I actually may alter this a little bit or update it, but I'm going to be probably using this to write your score down. Again, I'm looking for memorized introduction and conclusion, good grammar, smooth transitions in the main part. In other words, I'd like to bring your attention to, or next, or to begin with, I'm going to talk about next, what's there to see, what can you do there, finally, what can you eat, or here's what you can eat, or something like that. Again, this is about your favorite place, your hometown, your favorite city, your favorite country. Okay, so there's that. And just a moment. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a few images of my hometown. Let's see if I can bring them up here. Okay, this is actually looking at the Golden Gate Bridge. Obviously, this is the Golden Gate Bridge, where you can see those hills that have no trees on them, except for down towards the water. This is my hometown here, and it's known as Marin County, and it's a beautiful, beautiful area on this planet, and I feel very fortunate to have grown up here. So this would be my introduction image if I were to do a presentation about my hometown. So I do my introduction. Thank you very much for coming. My name is Thomas Gimby Brannon. I'm here to tell you about my hometown. Please relax and enjoy my description and my pictures and what I have to say about my hometown. And let's show you some other pictures of Marin County. I'm going to talk a little bit about the weather here, or things to see. So this is a place where you can go in my hometown to see an active lighthouse. This is a lighthouse to protect the ships from crashing into, or to warn them of the rocks and to protect them from crashing into the shore. And in the distance, that's the Pacific Ocean. It's really a gorgeous place to go and take pictures and learn a little bit about my hometown's history. This is one of many places that you can go to see something spectacular. And I'd like to also draw your attention to a particular restaurant where you can eat delicious Mexican-style food. This is one of many, many wonderful restaurants. They're a little bit on the pricey side, but boy, they have great service and terrific food. And also I'd like to talk about, let's see, the weather in Marin County. Where is that picture? I may have lost it, actually. That's called Not Being Prepared. Anyway, the weather is spectacular in my hometown, in my home area, because during the day it's really hot. As you can see, it's clear here, but it's probably very warm if it's the summertime. It's very warm, especially when you get away from the water, because there's no fog. But when the fog comes in, it cools everything off. So it may get very warm during the day, but in the evening it gets nice and cool. So it's a great environment for sleeping. Another reason why Marin County is just a gorgeous place to live. So my final, and there's the fog, which helps to cool the area, cool my county off. So this is actually a photo of San Francisco. San Francisco is just across the bay from where my hometown is. So all that foggy stuff, that's what keeps the area nice and cool. So this would be my final photo, my final image for my presentation, if I were doing a presentation similar to the one that you're going to be doing. Okay, so check the announcements links, check the prep and review link, and check the assignments link for your homework. Okay, and we'll see you next time. Stay in touch. If you get a message to look at your LMS, please do. We'll be talking more about the midterm and how to go about doing it. It should be a live one. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.